6. Crop circle research. Hand in hand with the evolution of the shapes has been the development of the research community. Starting with just a handful of dedicated investigators in the 1980s, led by pioneers like meteorologist Terence Maiden, Pat Delgado, Colin Andrews, and Basti Taylor, by the 1990s, a whole industry of circle tourists and enthusiasts or celiologists had arisen, leading to a rush of books, journals, websites, and annual conferences dedicated to the circle phenomenon. The Glastonbury Symposium is the longest surviving event, still running over 20 years later. The Center for Crop Circle Studies, CCCS, was founded in 1990 by other researchers such as Michael Green, Lucy Pringle, George Wingfield, and Michael Glickman to provide a unified platform for researchers. It served well for a while, forming a network of branches around the UK and some other countries, and helping to nurture new torchbearers such as this author with its sensible protocols and pooled database. However, perhaps inevitably, holding so many different theories, opinions, and personalities under one umbrella proved too much to maintain, and its gradual descent into squabbles, hoax, paranoia, and parochialism finally saw the CCCS officially disband in 2005. By this time, however, happily a new generation of seriologists had arisen, some through global interest stirred by the circle-themed sci-fi film Signs with Mel Gibson in 2002, which needed only the internet as its central hub, though other groups such as the Wiltshire Crop Circle Study Group, WCCSG, continue on successfully today. Thus, a strong, if equally prone to heated controversies and ego battles, core of faithful croppies, linked by forums and websites, have kept interest alive over the years despite all the media debunking. For good or ill, the nature of circle research has, in turn, become less focused on the earlier hands-on measuring and physical examination, and has evolved instead into more philosophical and photo-analytical approaches. But participation is at least better available to a wider global community. For those who do make it to the actual fields, two draws in Wiltshire attract the most enthusiasts. The barge at Honey Street near Alton Barnes, although somewhat prone to prowling skeptics, is still a beautiful pub and campsite next to a canal, and hosts the key information point from where to start next to a canal and hosts a crop circle notice board, but the Silent Circle Cafe has now become the key information point from where to start circle visits. Currently situated in Yatesbury near Avebury, after moving location at least twice since its beginnings in 2002. It opens during the summer months and is a hive of activity for researchers and circle tourists keen to know the where, when, and how of the latest events in the miles of surrounding fields, eating tea and cake while discussing everything from metaphysics to conspiracy theories, and never being too far from a new circular masterpiece is something to experience at least once in a lifetime. See further information. Some aficionados, inevitably often retired, self-employed, or unemployed, spend their entire summers waiting for news of new serial artworks, or are out looking for them. The more dedicated photographers hire light aircraft or even helicopters on a near daily seasonal basis to take the aerial shots necessary for the eager armchair seriologists waiting by their computers. They, in turn, debate on the quality, origins, and potential meaning of each new design, pondering long into the night, leaving no stone unturned. Every year seems to bring a new generation of entranced devotees to the subject, each one going through their own learning curve of wonder, doubt, amazement, and confusion, as many have before them. Some stay and some go, but all the while the fields continue to provide fresh stimulation. It is likely that researchers, enthusiasts, and photographers will continue to dedicate their spare time to documenting this remarkably persistent and entrancing phenomenon. A circle photographer takes a pole shot in the time-honored way. For example, a camera is perilously attached to a scaffold pole to gain elevation for pictures. Waylands Smythe, Oxfordshire, 8th of July 2006. A remarkably angular crop circle with barely a circle in it. Some researchers interpreted this ominously as representing exploding tower blocks. A photographer adjusts his camera for a pole shot, while a mass of visitors explore a crop circle at Alton Barns, Wiltshire in 2010. On busy days, some formations can have around 30 to 40 people in them at any one time. Because of this, they don't stay pristine for long. Not all farmers welcome researchers and may use signs like these to deter them. Take photos from here, keep out, shooting in progress. It may not be an empty threat. In 2009, a scandal erupted when a farm worker fired a shotgun at a group of Norwegian visitors. Page 54. 7. Eyewitnesses and experiences. Contrary to popular belief, there has been many eyewitnesses reports from people who have watched crop circles form in front of them, usually within seconds. An intense whistling or trilling sound can accompany this, as can sightings of light phenomena as previously noted. One account tells of how the witness heard the crop emit a hissing sound while the seed heads shook violently. Then the plants fanned out into a circular shape on the ground almost within an instant. This occurred on a sunny day with no clouds or wind. In another famous example in 1989, Surrey couple Vivian and Gary Tomlinson claims a formation actually swirled around their feet as they were knocked from a footpath into standing crop by a force that took the form of mini whirlwinds funneling down from the sky with a powerful sound like panpipes. In 2001, U.S. researcher Nancy Talbot from BLT Research, which coordinated much of the biological plant analysis, became the first ever seriologist to bear witness to an appearance as she and a friend watched 3 tubes of light descend into a bean field at Hoeven, the Netherlands, leaving a streaming ellipse with an emanating pathway. See left. In recent years, researcher Lucy Pringle has unearthed an important witness to the 1996 fractal formation at Stonehenge, page 3. A lady claims that while parked nearby, she watched the circles gradually appearing under a strange mist which hovered over the field. This is an important account because the formation was so large and complex. Meteorologists have claimed simple whirlwinds could create small circles. Other witnesses have described similar mists forming. Although there are variations as illustrated by these examples, in general there is a remarkable consistency to the eyewitness accounts, which convince many of the veracity of the reports. Skeptics insist all such eyewitnesses are liars, but this seems to speak more of blanket rejection than sensible dealing with facts. Those who don't want to rewrite the physics books apparently find it easier to deny than engage. Just one video exists which purports to show the clear appearance of a crop formation allegedly taken at Oliver's Castle near Devizes, Wiltshire on 11th of August 1996. Right. Flying lights are seen to circle over a field as a 6-armed snowflake design materializes beneath them within 7 seconds. Great controversy still hangs over this footage, with some considering it faked by special effects. However, as yet, despite years of debate and endless claims and counterclaims, nothing has been proven for certain either way. It is, in any case, an impressive sequence that certainly shows what many have described seeing. Aside from direct daylight sightings, nighttime reports of aerial phenomena descending into fields where crop circles are subsequently found are the most common accounts. Some tell of clusters of lights, while other stories describe columns of colored light shooting electrical charges of some kind down to the ground. Other examples of bright light seen in and around existing formations abound, and they have been filmed on a number of occasions. These lights are usually about the size of a football, seen skimming over the seed heads, moving with uncanny precision in some areas, more randomly in others. Balls of light are considered so common around crop circles that some researchers casually refer to them as amber gamblers. Circle-related aerial phenomena can appear in many shapes beyond the usual small lights. Cylinders, large spheres, and even Ferris wheel-like objects have all been reported. On occasion, lights have been seen to touch the ground softly, rise and float away. Crop circles have been found at these sites the next day. Even the 1678 Mowing Devil account, page 13, describes aerial lights, suggesting that this aspect has long been a part of the phenomenon. Certainly, what some would call UFOs have favored the Wessex Triangle region in the recent past. A major UFO flap occurred around Warminster in Wiltshire during the 1970s, attracting international attention. The town even named itself UFO Capital of Europe. Curiously, the phenomenon died down in the late 1970s, and instead crop circles began appearing in the country. The eminent psychologist Carl Jung, see left, wrote that anomalous lights in the sky were harbingers of great changes in the collective psyche due to occur with the passing of the astrological age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. He believed that the UFOs were actively involved in bringing about changes. Though Jung saw UFOs more as projections of the mind, many believed the aerial lights and the increasing intricacy of the crop glimpse are an attempt by unidentified intelligent forces to communicate with us or awaken us. In addition to lights, unusual sounds have also been reported at crop circles. One in particular, the aforementioned trilling noise, is the most common. Skeptics claim this sound is nothing more than a bird, the grasshopper warbler. But some who have heard it dispute this, and it has been captured on tape for analysis. Crackling, hissing, and strange knocking have also been recorded. We have already seen how circles often have dramatic effects on electronic equipment and physiological effects on visitors, page 10, ranging from feelings of elation, joy, and sudden clarity of thought, to sensations of nausea, fatigue, metallic tastes in the mouth, and disorientation. The long list of sightings and anomalous experiences certainly suggests that there is more to the crop circle mystery than just flattened crop. Hoeven, the Netherlands, 21st of August 2001. This design was witnessed being created by bright tubes of light by the only crop circle researcher to date to have had this lucky experience. See text. Woolstone Hill, near Uffington, Oxfordshire, 13th of August 2005. Unusual lights were seen in the area the night it arrived. Its Mayan style makes it another formation some have linked with 2012. Oliver's Castle, Wiltshire, 11th of August 1996, possibly the most contentious formation of all time. A video purports to show it appearing under spiraling lights. Many years on, and the arguments over the authenticity of the footage and by default the formation go on, but the internal swirls have certainly attractive. Inside the Remarkable Galaxy, page 26, at West Stowell, Wiltshire, 23rd of July 1994. Many circle visitors describe peculiar experiences or sightings while walking around them. Carl Jung, 1875 to 1961. One of the key thinkers of the 20th century believed that interest in UFOs be heralded a time of great psychological change for humanity. Much of what he wrote in 1995 book Flying Saucers could equally apply to crop circles.